Okay, hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a fast sewing project of this sewing series and I'm really excited. It's a very simple project, so I'm sure all of you will be able to do this, and I'm sure actually a lot of you can do this without using a machine because it doesn't require too much. Does it require a lot of machine work? Not too much machine work. So you can actually, if you don't have a sewing machine, you can still attempt this project. So what we're going to be making today is a pin cushion. I think I mentioned it in my first video that I really need to up my game when it comes to storing my pins, and pins are such an important part of the sewing process, and it would just make my life a lot easier if my pins were stored somewhere nice. So right now, let me show you guys where my pins are being stored. They're all like stuck to this magnetic clasp, and we just need to do better. Yeah, we need to do better. This is unsafe. This is just, we need to do better. So today I'm going to be making a pin cushion. So if you want to see how my pin storage game is gonna go from this to something better, then definitely keep on watching. What you will need for this project is fabric. Not too much fabric. You can basically just use like scraps of fabric from a previous project that you haven't used, or if you have like any old clothes, and you can use that fabric. So you don't have to use brand new fabric for this project. You can just use scraps. So we'll need fabric, we'll need cotton wool, that's what we're going to use to fill in the cushion. We also need a compass, a pencil, scissors, a tape measure, and a sewing machine or a needle and thread. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. So as I mentioned, you will need fabric, cotton wool, this is thread if you're using a needle and thread, the sewing machine, scissors, a compass, pencil, and a tape measure. First, start by using the compass to draw a circle, two circles actually, on the fabric that you're going to be using. So I initially used 3 inches to measure the radius of my circle, but then I realized that was a bit too big, so I later on changed it to 2 inches. So yeah, just draw the circle and then go over it with a darker pencil just so that it's visible for you when you cut it out. Then go ahead and cut out the 2 circles which you have drawn. Yeah. Okay, so the next step, we will have to sew the pieces together. So make sure you pin them right sides together, and then you will sew along the edges. So I initially, as I told you, made the radius 3 inches, but then after sewing I realized that it was too big, so then I went in 1 inch towards the center to make it about 2.5 inches as the radius. You'll see as I continue. Once you finish sewing, I first of all cut off the excess edges of the seam, just because I didn't want it to look untidy once I turned it over. Then I cut off the excess string, and I also left a space between the sewing just so that I could easily turn it over, turn it inside out to the right side. And then I started filling in the pin cushion with the cotton wool, so just keep filling it until it's full enough. then sewed in the little space that I had left to fill in the cotton wool. I used my sewing machine to sew it closed, but you can also just use a needle and thread and do some hemming stitches there as well, just to close up the seam. I wanted it to look a bit cuter, and I wanted it to look like a little flower. So I took some embroidery thread. That's one thing I didn't mention that you'll need. So I took some embroidery thread, and then I took an embroidery needle. So that's probably just like a fatter needle that can fit the thread. And then, as you can see, I started sewing from the center to the edges and turning it around to do the other side as I go, just to make like some cute little look-alike petals. I then decided to add a button to the center just so that it looks more like a flower, and then I sewed the button in using a needle and thread as well, and yeah, voila, I was done. I really love how it came out. So if you do try out this little sewing project, please tag me on social media and I'll definitely reshare, and I would love to see how yours turned out as well. It's just a really nice fun project to start our sewing journey, and also to keep you organized and let you guys have a space for you to keep your pins. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.